The business I started when I was 12 was an independent computer hardware component review.
At 12 years old, everybody. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess so to tell you that, I guess the background on it. So I had always, been a huge technology and computer fanatic growing up. And when I was 9 or 10, back in the days of the 486, my dad taught me how to build a computer from scratch, and I really just couldn't get enough, right? And if you look at building computers today, it's a fairly common enthusiast task, right? But back then, computer parts were really complicated, right? They weren't really compatible with each other. They weren't really tested except for very specific setups. And the fun of actually building a computer was spoiled by costly surprises. I mean, you put together expensive parts and the computer would burn out and all sorts of problems. And so it really presented a challenge to me, which I welcomed, because I realized that other enthusiasts like me were running into similar problems. And so it motivated me to form a company so I could bring down the information barriers and try to provide the public with clarity on the true performance and compatibility of these parts. And it was a really fun adventure. I ended up having 7 people work with me. They all worked remotely, so they were all in their 30s or 40s. None of them knew I was 12 years old.
Oh my gosh!
And it was a fun adventure. I think the experience, more than anything, at the time I had my mom helping me with, payroll, and I had my dad helping me with, sending out emails. So I looked much older than I was. But, the experience made me really realize my absolute love for entrepreneurship. And more importantly, I think it made me realize that if I was committed to a cause, I could really affect meaningful change.